Hi, I'm Daniel, and welcome to this week's audio special episode. There's a weird shaped screen in my box. Nintendo seems to be acquiring some oddly shaped screens for its next piece of hardware, continuing its partnership with electronics company Sharp. The new line of LCD screens can be bent, formed and moulded into many odd shapes, and Nintendo did what I've avoided for many years: they went shopping on an empty stomach. According to Japan Times, the company is considering a donut-shaped screen for its next piece of hardware, rumoured to be either a new handheld console or a sleep health device the company recently announced. Sharp was the provider of the auto-stereoscopic screens used in the 3DS, and is marketing the new line of IGZO LCD screens to wearable tech makers and the auto industry for dashboard displays. But what could a donut mean for your handheld device? Though little has been confirmed, with many reaching to Nintendo for comment, it is clear this project is in early stages, and with the fact that it may end up featuring on a sleep health device rather than a games console, who knows how this project will turn out. But it does seem to confirm that Nintendo are perhaps finishing up with the 3DS, or at least ready for something new. Keep your eyes and ears peeled for more. Getting a little shaken from this trailer? Well, you aren't the only ones. Hatred, a game from Polish developer Destructive Creations, was pulled from Steam Greenlight this week, only to be reinstated by Valve managing director Gabe Newell. The game follows a man with long hair and a black trench coat and is essentially a massacre simulator, charging the player with murdering innocent people by use of various firearms, explosives and knives. It's a touchy subject and a risky choice for a game, but it isn't the first time we've seen something like this. The Postal series is well known for its black humour and was also controversial on release, and remains so today, but Hatred seems to have done away with the humour and settled for a more cold experience. But is it a little too on the nose for some? On Monday the 15th, Valve stated it would not be publishing the game on Steam, and so had it removed from Greenlight, but upon hearing of the decision, Gabe Newell stepped in to find out more. In an email to the game's developers, he wrote, "Yesterday I heard that we were taking Hatred down from Greenlight. Since I wasn't up to speed, I asked around internally to find out why we had done that. It turns out that it wasn't a good decision, and we'll be putting Hatred back up. My apologies to you and your team." There have been suggestions that Newell doesn't see Steam or Valve as an authority on taste, and would prefer to let the audience and fans decide for themselves and vote with their wallets. The game is now featured on Steam once more and is set for a Q2 release next year, so I doubt this is the last you'll hear of it. But check out the trailer and let us know what you think. Too much or just right? Is it time to dust it off for Red Dead Redemption? No it isn't. But in its latest Asked and Answered session, Rockstar did respond to questions about Red Dead, teasing a tease for next year. When asked about a potential Red Dead sequel, they responded, "As we've mentioned when asked in the past about new games and other series such as Red Dead Redemption, Bully and LA Noire, we don't always rush to make sequels, but that does not mean we won't get to them eventually. We have so many games we want to make, and the issue is always one of bandwidth and timing. We thank long-time fans such as yourselves, as always, for your amazing support, and please stay tuned in 2015 for announcements of what's to come from Rockstar Games." So, Red Dead's all well and good, but personally I'm waiting on that Bully sequel. Did anyone notice Bully was included in there? But next year it seems Rockstar will be making some announcements, and with 35 jobs available at their San Diego office, it seems they may be working on something big, perhaps something red, and dead, and redeemed. Assassin's Creed Unity was on a slippery slope for a while, but it seems like Ubisoft are managing to claw their way back a little. This week they released a 6.7GB patch for the game to improve frame rate, stability, online matchmaking and more. In a statement on their site they said, "Part of the team's effort to enhance frame rate for players involves replacing and updating portions of the Paris city map, where we are seeing issues. This explains the large size of this title update. However, since a large portion of the patch replaces existing files, the net increase to the game's overall size will be less than 6.7GB. After a rocky start and outcry from the fans, it seems this game is finally getting back on track, and the developer is clearly dedicated to making a better experience for players, as removing map sections to be replaced in an update is no small feat, and the sheer size of the patch should tell you the work that's gone into it. So if you haven't, get downloading and buying, and perhaps I'll sneak up behind you and kill you. Online, that is. At last, the Evolve Open Beta for Xbox One has been announced for January 15th. Players will have access to 12 maps, 2 giant creatures to kill, and 8 different hunters to choose from in the game's Hunt mode. A couple days later, players will also be able to experience Evacuation Mode, a dynamic never the same twice campaign mode. Offline play won't be supported as the beta is designed to stress test servers, and the open beta only applies to Xbox One, with PC and PS4 having smaller scale testing for those who are invited to the alpha, so check your emails if you were. In a post on the Evolve website, 2K Games said, "We're excited to show you how Evolve is, well, evolving, as we get closer to finishing the game. Once again, we want your help to continue testing and refining the Evolve." The company also released further details of the betas, open and closed, and answered a couple more questions, so head on over to evolvegame.com to keep updated and make sure you're part of the beta. That's all the time we have. Is mass murder the perfect subject for a video game, or precisely the kind of thing the medium doesn't need? Do you want to see Bully 2? And do Nintendo nuts sound good to you? Let us know by tickling the unicorn. Don't forget to like the Facebook and follow the Twitter. And don't forget to catch our last amazing episode and turn that tickle into a click to subscribe to catch the next one. See you next time.